Got in our new Anhydrous Bar. Got all the stuff for the gauge wheels, that. Then we got our units over here, kind of all scattered around, but we're gonna put it on and get it set up for this fall. We're gonna try running a couple Anhydrous bars this fall and spring if we don't get it all done. So hopefully we can get this going real quick and the weather cooperates and we can start doing some anhydrous work. This far on it. Got all but a couple row units on. Brought this bar home. It was folded up, so couldn't quite tell, but ordered a 12 row. Now it's turning into be a 16 row. So we got a bigger bar than we wanted, but we had the row unit, so we're just gonna go ahead and make it a 17 row with a 1 row unit in the middle. But that shouldn't be so bad. Maybe we'll be able to sell the other one or something, but we're just going through it right now and figuring out what we need to replace and what we don't. So we're putting the old disc back on. I think we can run them another year. So we'll give that a shot. They're not too hard to replace if we gotta put some new ones on. So just tightening some bolts up here, and then we'll continue on to the hoses and pump and everything else. So stay tuned. As I mentioned before, you can see here that the discs aren't below these, so we're afraid that we rounded these off right here. So hopefully the corn stalks will slide right underneath without plugging up, but we'll have to, that one's a little bit bigger. We'll have to just wait and see if we need to replace them, I guess. So this is the Anhydrous bar my uncle runs. This one's all set up. We've had this one for quite a while. He just got his first, I think, 40 acres done yesterday, so we'll hopefully get some more today. And that's the other bar we've been working on. We're just waiting on the hitch to pull the anhydrous tanks here. And I thought that was gonna be done before now, but came over here, it's still working pretty good. Eventually it gets too cold out and you can't keep going because you don't have enough pressure. Put the anhydrous on, so I think it's 37 right now. We're gonna go a little while longer. Got a little over 80 acres done so far. Well, we got the hitch put on with the winch, and you can see there's a 5-degree decline here, and they did that by pitching the front of that to the bar and the back of that to get that square there. And they did that mainly before, if we raise this bar clear up, this won't be so high in the air. So it'll be lower to the ground, easier to hook up. And when you turn and raise it up, the hitch won't be clear in the air. So we did that. Tons of clamps here, holding this on to this and that to the winch. And this got mangled because might have happened to pull that. And then the point of that being so long is so when you turn, the tank that you're pulling won't run into those if you turn too sharp.
Oh. Oh. Up, up. Four nuts. Do I need 4 nuts? Do you need the office?
Yeah, there's plenty of nuts.
So 6 nuts. And what is that? 165 inches?
Yeah. Then we got these gauge wheels put on. They're the point of the gauge wheel, so if you go over an odd hump in the field, anywhere across this bar when you're going, these will keep it level across the whole bar, so a few rows won't all of a sudden gouge in the ground. So, and we'll have actually one more out here and then one on the other side, so there'll be 4 of those total. That's good. Allow it a little. Straight.
We're going to be a mile off, man.
Straight. Now turn that way. Keep coming.
Oh, my hose.
What?
The hose is caught.
Back up. Well, until we can get another couple row units, one for this side and one for the other side. Pretty much got all the hoses done. Those all ran all the way down and up to the manifold here. All these hoses have to be the same length for pressure purposes. If they're not, it'll alarm in the tractor. Even if they're off a foot, they'll alarm. So we had to lay the hoses out on the ground and got them all the same length. We got this all stabilized and we got our hose that connects to the tank here. This hose here, and this is just a relief for when you're unhooking. You can relieve the pressure so it doesn't poof when you unhook it. Well, we're waiting to get a new end to be able to hook to the anhydrous tank because it was too small. But in the meantime, I had to make sure we were on the same work group because he's anhydrousing down there. So this way you can see what he's done, and when you're going at the same time, you don't do the same stuff. So got that all set up. That's a really nice feature. Flip that up, so we back up, it'll relatch there. Oh, now I gotta get the hose. So what we program is when we come out the end here, the wings are 1 and 2, so you can program that. Those lift up a little bit so when you turn they don't go on the ground. Obviously when you come out, you click that, it knows to raise the bar up. And when it hits that whisker switch, comes up far enough that 3-point hits that thing that triggers the little switch knows to turn the anhydrous off. It just doesn't turn it off right away when you come out the end there because it takes a little bit till it hits that. So you have a little come out, but it's not that much. And then basically opposite going in, when you click 1, it knows to let the bar down and then put the wings in float. And what I mean by float is if you go over a hill, the wings will come up or go down. They won't just gouge in the ground. Turn the pivot on, move it so we can anhydrous where it's at. %, speed. And this one has a manual stopping slot, so it shuts off on its own. Just out working the night shift right now. About done with this field. Dad's over there. That ain't just the neatest thing. First time ever doing that. Well, we're taking the 8R370 in today. It has a pip on it. The some rod going through the bearing on the transmission is breaking and causing the bearing to come loose and everything falls apart. Then it basically will destroy everything, so they got to split the tractor and redo it. So we're just pulling out of the yard with it now, heading her into town. Town's about 15 miles away, but this is a high-speed tractor. It can go about 33 mile an hour, so that won't be so bad, but we'll just take it right down the highway. It says 31, but when it gets up to speed here, you'll see it actually goes above 31 a little bit. 32, 33 roughly, so seems a lot faster than the 26 mile an hour tractors after you ran those for a while. Don't know if I'd ever get another tractor that didn't go this fast, but a little scary when you're pulling a big implement. Never really go this fast, so transportation.